Okay, so we've got a few little creepy extras, and I'm just going to go through the assembly here real quick. So this one has 3 layers, as does this one, and then these just have 2 layers. And the darker brown is to kind of give it a dimensional look without having to build everything dimensional. So it'll save some time. And I did go through and ink and emboss these. And you can make them bigger or smaller. We made them to size for a few of the windows. You can add as many or as few as you'd like. But this one here, I'm just going to glue that right to the top. You can see there's a little shadow element. And so that just a little bit of that brown shows on the bottom there. So that one's pretty straightforward. All these are very straightforward. I'm just going to throw some glue on this one. This one goes with this one here. And again, just align it at the top so that a little bit of that brown shows, the dark brown. This one here, very simple. Kind of funny. All right, there's that one. And now this one here, again, it's got 3 layers. We're going to start with this layer first. So just apply your glue. And just like the other ones, it's going to go flush at the top. So that just a little bit of that showing at the bottom, that darker brown. And then we have a second layer here. It's going to go right on top. Just like that. There we go. And then this little guy here, same process. Just throwing a little glue on the back and getting it lined up right at the top. Just like that. And we'll grab this little guy. And this little guy is going to go right across right here. Just like that. Okay. Now to finish this off, make it kind of look like there's some nails in there. If I could find my pen. I was using it earlier. There it is. Always the last place you look, as they say. And just grab your pen, just draw some little nails. This is a nice little fine tip pen. There we go. Just like that. Okay, there you go. You get the idea. Very simple. Bam. Okay. Now, let's take a look at our 3D tree. We made it kind of like a tripod. So it's got 3 angles, and you actually want to fold this where the texture is on the inside, because we're going to be gluing these back to back to back. Okay. And if you're using a Cricut, I highly recommend cutting this using the intricate cardstock setting. Otherwise, you're going to have a devil of a time trying to get it off your mat because of these little points on here, but it cuts beautifully. We rounded all the little tips. Okay. And the idea here is you can make these as big or as small as you'd like to within the limits of your machine, you know. And what we're going to do is just glue these back to back like this. So these are going to get glued like this. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so starting at the bottom here, I wouldn't try to get glue on every single inch of this. What I would do is go up the main parts of the tree And then once we have it mostly together, we can go in and kind of paint the glue on the rest of it. So start at the bottom here, make sure this is nice and flush down here. Then you can actually just do this flat, but we're only putting glue on half of it. Okay. Match that up as accurately as you can. And actually, you know what, maybe we don't even need to glue everything together. It might look kind of cool with these kind of sticking out. I don't know, experiment. Let's push this down and just do this flat. That looks pretty cool. Anyway, it's just a little bonus. If you want to make your own little creepy trees, that actually looks pretty cool that way, without it completely glued down. And it's up to you, but you get the idea here. And then what we'll do next is the same thing. We're going to glue this one to this one. Okay. But my point is that once we have it somewhat glued together, we can go in and use that little painting method that I use to get these little tips glued down. I need some more glue down here. There's no way that's going to hold. Okay. Get that lined up as accurately as you can. Just like that. It's a cool little extra. I'm using some faux stems from Hobby Lobby to create a cool scene for my bungalow. But you know, if you don't have that and you want to make your own using some paper, by all means you can do that. So you can flatten that out like that, and then we'll take and apply glue to one of these sides, and we'll just close it up, and essentially forming like a tripod configuration. Okay, if you know what I mean. So you can then take this side, just put this thing down flat on your table, line that up. Pardon my head if it's in the way. It's a big one. My poor mom. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now we've got, it'll stand up, and depending on the angle, you can see how cool that looks. And again, if you want to go in and clean this up, I think it's kind of cool how it branches out like that. But if you want, you can just take a little bit of glue, put it between the two layers, and then just press them together wherever you see fit. Close it up, but that's up to you. Again, just a cool little bonus extra for your creepy bungalow.